This is Business Week Armenia, ＳիվիլNeթ's weekly economic news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia this week. Armenia has abruptly switched lawyers ahead of a $500 million international arbitration case over the government's attempted takeover of the country's power grid. Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan's cabinet approved a measure this week, switching Armenia's representation from Arnold Porter to Foley Hoag without providing additional information. The group's both prominent US law firms did not immediately comment. The government will pay Foley Hoag $3.2 million for its services, the same fee it initially planned to pay Arnold Porter when it selected them last month. Foley Hoag previously represented Armenia in its litigation against Azerbaijan at the International Court of Justice in The Hague, Netherlands. This latest case, which will be heard by the Arbitration Institute of the Stockholm Chamber of Commerce in Sweden, stems from Armenia's attempted seizure of Electric Networks of Armenia, or ENA, in June. The family of Samvel Karapetyan, who formerly owned the utility and has since been detained on corruption charges, filed the suit shortly after that. Karapetyan rejects the charges against him as politically motivated. He and his family are seeking $500 million in damages, alleging the government violated an international investment treaty. The Stockholm arbitrators ordered Armenia to halt its efforts to take over ENA in an emergency interim ruling in July. Armenia has repeatedly indicated that it plans to effectively ignore that order while the full case plays out. The government's move to seize ENA has spooked the private sector, with a number of prominent business leaders and former senior officials warning it could threaten Armenia's attractiveness to foreign investors. Armenia already faces a number of other, potentially costly arbitration claims in international courts. Those suits remain ongoing. Russia has reportedly halted more than 100 trucks from delivering Armenian fresh produce to the country, paralyzing Armenia's main food exporter and threatening the important agricultural sector. The company, Spica, confirmed this week that dozens of its trucks were being held up without explanation. Spica operates greenhouses in Armenia and also buys produce from independent farmers, directly employing about 2,500 people. It is now the peak of Armenia's yearly fruit and vegetable harvest. Neither Russia nor Armenia immediately commented on the matter. Russia is the main market for Armenia's agricultural sector, which employs hundreds of thousands of people in villages across the country. As ties between Moscow and Yerevan have frayed since the 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh war, Russia has repeatedly, though briefly, moved to block Armenian imports, typically citing alleged health code violations. Aside from fresh produce, targeted goods have also included dairy products and bottled mineral water. Armenian exporters typically send goods destined for Russia overland through Georgia. Earlier this year, Georgian customs officials blocked Armenian alcohol producers from exporting their goods to Russia for several weeks, threatening another major industry. Brandy and wine have long been two of Armenia's top export goods, and Russia has long been the country's main foreign market. In Armenia, Russia was widely seen as being behind those disruptions, which were resolved only after high-level talks between Yerevan and Tbilisi. And as always, please follow ＳivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.